I was crying into my headset while playing Sky Wars because every boy in the Discord call was ganging up on me. Even Ray, a boy on my team, jumped in and laughed. Girls shouldn't even be playing. She's so dumb she's probably gonna choose leather armor over iron. You should just kick her. I gripped my controller and tried to laugh it off, but in the game, everyone was attacking me, and everyone on my team refused to defend me. The "you died" screen filled my PC, and I muted myself on call just so the boys wouldn't hear me crying. Suddenly, my door slammed open and my grandma stormed inside. She leaned over me, grabbed my mouse, and clicked play again. She grinned. "We'll show those boys how it's done. I know what I'm doing. Trust me." I unmuted myself, and a new game started, not ready for what would happen next. She put her arm around me with her eyes glued to the screen. "Open all the chests near you. Focus on getting iron first, and you'll need food too." I listened to her and managed to get full chainmail armor, stake in my inventory, and 64 clay blocks. I could hear the boys speaking through the headphones. Is this beach really getting her grandma to help her? Someone else said, "Hey, tell your grandma to get back to the kitchen and make me a sandwich." I was about to start crying again, but my grandma wiped my tears. "Lock in. We have a game to play." In the game, I started building a bridge to the next island, and my grandma nodded. "Keep crouching and uncrouching. It's going to help you build faster." I turned around in the game and saw my teammates breaking the blocks I was putting down, but my grandma shrugged. "Ignore them. You won't need to go back to base anyway." I listened and landed on the other island, only taking 2 fall damage. "Quick, click as fast as you can." I killed the entire team of 4 in just 2 minutes. Then it was just me, my teammates, and one other person left to kill. The Discord lobby started screaming insults at me again. "Let the men handle this one. Isn't there some carpet that you should be vacuuming?" This time, I leaned into the screen without crying, because I knew I had to be the one to kill the last player. So while all my teammates started jumping from island to island, I just turned to him and looked closely. He was crouched in the center, right beside the void. I took out my bow and arrow and aimed directly at his head. Shoot. The word "victory" filled the screen, and the call went dead silent. My grandma put her hand on my shoulder. "Guess I picked up a thing or two from all those years of watching you play, huh?" I smiled and spoke into the mic. "You just got dropped off by 2 baddies. Seems like you owe us a sandwich."
I was watching the New Year's fireworks exploding while my dog sat calmly beside me. Gringo did 2 years in Iraq with me and wasn't scared of loud noises, but then a lit firework came flying straight at us. I scrambled to get Gringo, but I wasn't fast enough. The firework went off near his leg, and Gringo immediately yelped. When I looked over, a punk teenager was staring at us and smirking from the pavement. Maybe now that dog will finally start being scared of my fireworks. I balled my fist as I wanted to lay him out, but I couldn't hit a teenager. I drove Gringo to the hospital as he sat silently shaking in my car, quiet despite the terrible pain. The vet told me they'd have to amputate his leg. Gringo rolled home with me in a dog wheelchair for his back legs. The teenager stood right there with more fireworks in hand. Every day for the next 2 weeks, he set them off when me and Gringo walked outside. I gripped my head in horror because Gringo had started shaking and being afraid, something 2 years in Iraq never even did to him. I watched the punk bring a box of fireworks into his shed and knew I had to act. I called Hughes, the bomb diffuser I served with, and that night we were in the shed rigging his fireworks. We walked to his door and saw him through the window throwing darts at a board full of pictures of dogs. We rang, and he opened. "Are you here to beg me to stop with the fireworks? Your dog can't take much more." He laughed, but then Hughes held up a soul firework. He stuck it to the punk's hand before he could reply, and I held up a detonator. "Now walk with us, or your hand goes boom." His face instantly went pale. "You're lying." But me and Hughes dragged him out to his backyard. Gringo was right there, watching. "Now we're gonna take your hand the way you took his foot." His legs began trembling, and he dropped to his knees, and I pressed the detonator. It beeped once, and I laughed. "Now I'll give you a 3-second countdown to prepare before it blows for real." I held my finger inches from the button. 3, he cried. "No, please. I'll do anything." 2, "Please stop." 1, pee was running down his leg as Gringo wagged his tail. 0, I pressed the button. The punk closed his eyes and pressed his hand into the dirt, but nothing happened. "What's going on?" he said through tears. Me and Hughes got in his face. "I wanted you to feel the fear my dog felt, but because I'm nice, I won't actually take one of your limbs, even if you deserve it. But if I see you light another firework, then I will. You got it?" He shook his head like a bobblehead, pale and shaking, with snot running down his nose. I unstrapped the firework and sent him home with his delinquency problem resolved.